Hello lovelies and welcome to today's video. Yep, I have a new art journal video for you today, and I just wanted to play today. And I know this is a little different because usually I start with paint or I start with mist. Today I decided to try something different. I just wasn't feeling anything, but I really wanted to play and try and get in a more arty mood. So I thought I'd grab out my distressed oxides. I struggle with the oxides. I'm not a fan of the oxide effect. There, I said it, I know. I don't know, I just struggle with it. So you'll see this page takes on a bit of a change. So I'm trying to step away from my usual colours. As you know, I'm trying to get away from the blues and the greens. So I'm going into a lot of my reds, oranges and pinks, as you saw from the big pink page I did not long ago. But yeah, obviously because I'm drawn to certain colours, I have certain colours in my stash. So yeah, I happen to have these colours in the oxides because my lovely husband for my birthday this year, I think, got me the entire second release. So I have colours that I wouldn't have bought for myself, which included these ones. Oh, actually, I got out Candied Apple, Abandoned Coral, Spiced Marmalade, and I think those are the three I really focus on in this one. So I've put my colours down. Silly me, tried to blend them together, which then oxidized my entire page. So then I wasn't happy because I just don't like when they do that, but Anyway, now I'm trying to add some splatters with the oxides on top of their layered colours. So I'm trying to put some of that Candied Apple on top of the marmalade, but as you can see, it's just not working. It's not giving me a really bold splatter colour like I want. They're just absorbing into the colours. Now, I assume that's because I've watered them down. You can see them when I'm looking at the page now, you can see, but it's not giving me that really bold colour that I want. So I decide to try the regular dye ink of the Abandoned Coral. Turns out I don't have Candied Apple, which I'm very disappointed in, and I will be attempting to get that pretty soon. But as you can see, it doesn't work either. So I was quite surprised by that. The dye ink doesn't show up on the oxide either, so I don't get my splatters. In the end, I grabbed the Abandoned Coral and wipe it on the entire left-hand side of my page. And this was just starting out as a cleanup page. Ends up being the page I work on because I like that bold colour more, as you can see. So yes, I prefer the dye inks over the oxides. I know it probably doesn't make me too popular among the general consensus, but I struggle with them. But okay, in that respect, I then grab my Spiced Marmalade oxide and add it to the left-hand side, and I love the way the colours work together. So yeah, maybe it's just user error. Maybe I need to play with them more. That might be it, But anyway, so what started as me working on the right-hand side, I end up moving to the left. So I'm working with the Abandoned Coral in the dye ink and the Spiced Marmalade in the oxide. It turns out I don't have Spiced Marmalade in the dye ink either, so I'll have to get that. So yeah, now I'm working on building up a background. Now, the one thing I did have planned when I did this page is I did want to do a big block out with black gesso. So I'm working on just filling in that background and giving it some interest. So when I block out a lot of the background, I will have some pattern and texture in my background. So I'm just using some random stamps that are on my desk. Excuse me. Ugh. I'm just using some random stencils that are on my desk and using some black gesso just to tie in with the big block out that I'm about to do. Adding splatters because I have to add splatters. Splatters are fun. And then I'm going to get one of my favourite grungy stamps and use some archival ink and stamp this all over the page. I love this stamp because I find that when I use texture stamps, if you don't hold them the right way, you get that square outline and it just doesn't look, random and sketchy. I find that no matter what you do with this stamp, it always looks random and sketchy because of the pattern on it. So it's one of my favourites. I absolutely adore it. It is a Kaiser Craft stamp and I think it might actually be called Grunge. But yeah, it's a really great stamp for backgrounds like this. And yeah, you never get that blocky shape, which is something I'm not too keen on. So now that I've done that, I'm going to grab my Stabilo All pencil and draw some rough circles. Now, I'm mostly focusing on areas where that red and that yellow converge. just so I can get some nice pattern in my circle. So remember, everywhere outside this circle is going to be completely blocked out. So I'm going to get my gesso. So this is some Color Blast Heavy Gesso, and I'm just going to cover up everything outside those circles. So it does take away a lot of my background, which I really had started to love. So I'm looking back now, I probably should have done this on the right hand side on the page that I'm not too fond of, but oh well, you know, that's what an art journal's for, just to, you know, experiment and discover. So I block out most of this page, and then I'm going to just find some focal images. So I decided to play with some of the Dina Wakley collage sheets. Yeah, just because I've had them for a while, and it's one of those things that I've been hoarding, and I thought, no, enough's enough, I have to use them. So now my right hand side is becoming my cleanup page. So I'm just emptying off my brush and flicking splatters all over the page. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this side yet. It's going to be interesting to try and use it, I think. So yes, now I'm going to get the collage sheets out. Now these are the background sheets, but I love the heart, so I'm going to cut out 3. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put them on the black or in the hearts. In the end I go half and half, and I'm going to basically make each of these 3 circles a little cluster. So I'm going to put a heart on each, and then I'm going to go back through my collage sheet words and find some words to put on them. So, silly me, forgot that I'd used Distress ink pads and that they're water reactive, or any, you know, wet medium reactive. So when I put my gel medium down, it did activate those inks a little bit, but yeah, you know, there's no wrong in art. I go with it. So I'm just using some of my matte gel medium to glue these down. So I'm putting some medium at first on the page, but then I decided to put it on the back of the hearts and then on top of the hearts, because if you've been if you've seen these in use anywhere else, you'll know that when you use gel medium, the white of the collage paper tends to go transparent, and it gives a really cool effect. So because I'm also layering them on my colored circles, you can see those colors pop right through. So like I said, this page was just a play. You ever have one of those moments where you're just not feeling yourself, you're not feeling great, and you just think that maybe some art time might help? And I knew I didn't want to do a scrapbook layout. I didn't want to do any project life, which I really need to do, but I just wasn't feeling it. And I thought maybe, you know, getting some paint on my hands might make me feel a little, you know, a little better. It is Saturday after all, and yeah, I just wanted to try and get in a bit of a creative mood. Oh, so this is has turned into one of my favourite pens ever. This is the white Jelly Roll in the 10. It's my favourite size. I do love it, and I love that I can't kill it. So if you've seen my videos in the past, you know I am absolutely notorious for killing paint pens, because I'm too impatient to wait for my inks especially to dry properly, and that causes lots and lots of issues. So I've gone through so many paint pens, it's not funny. I've killed every set of white and black Dylusions paint pens I've ever owned, and I love those, so I really need to work on my patience. But the Jelly Roll, yes, can't kill it. So I do enjoy that. That's why I grabbed that instead of a paint pen, although I do grab a paint pen towards the end of the video, you will see. So I'm going through those Dina Wakley collage words. I was going to attempt to use the white ones on the black, but I didn't know how it would work, and I was worried that you'd see too much of the collage sheet poking behind. So maybe I will give it another go on another layout, because I think that would look really cool. But yeah, for now I'm just going to go with the regular black ones, which means that then those words would then have to go in my coloured circles. And then I decide to put them and overlap them with my hearts. So my little hearts become my little clusters. So I've learnt my lesson. I'm going to be very careful putting down the gel medium on top of my words, and as you can see, when I do glue it down, some of it comes transparent, some of it not, but that doesn't bother me. It sort of blends in with the white around my circles as well. But you can see in some areas how that background has come through that white collage paper, which gives it a really cool effect. It looks like it's just sort of floating on there, which is really nice. So originally I think this was all I had in mind for this layout, but then I'm looking at all that black, and it's it's too much, and I'm thinking I need something right in the middle there. So I decide to get out my Jelly Roll pen again and just write just be you. So I figure it goes with the words be luminous, be epic, be vivid, and then just be you. And then, because I can't help myself, I went and got a white paint pen and decided to do some splatters. I'm still a bit iffy on those because I did like the whole black block out thing, but, you know, we're going with it. And then, now that I have my white pen out, I'm going to go around those circles some more to make them stand out a bit. And because I can't stop, I then go around the hearts as well. But in the end, I love it. And then that's going to be it for this journal page. So I do hope you've enjoyed the video. And I will be back tomorrow with a new one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.